Well, thank you so much, Oliver. Of course, Professor Ntsikelelo Breakfast with me now. I mean, Prof, we were speaking at length yesterday just about developments in as far as, the special votes are concerned. I mean, last night, the IEC then giving us those numbers, they've processed over 930,000 out of the potential 1.6 million registered for special votes. Today, the IEC says it is confident that it will see a higher turnover, in terms of, or turnout rather, in terms of, voters in this election than what we saw in the 2019 election. I mean, what is the likelihood of this? I know it's early days in as far as those that have been, coming to voting stations today, but how do we then, place the IEC's ambition in as far as that is concerned?
Well, first of all, I think I might take that with a pinch of salt, because I think it could have been good if the numbers had come through so we can be able to move from general to a specific in terms of extrapolating those numbers and in terms of giving a meaning to those numbers. So I think now they're just thumb sucking.
But I mean, they're saying that the indications of the 930, I think it was 33,000 or so, people that they processed yesterday is somewhat of a highly expected. I mean, it's the first time, firstly, that they've gotten those numbers in the special voting. So, I mean, the optimism is there, but like you're saying, what we're reading on the ground, since this morning doesn't necessarily indicate that. I mean, I'm hearing more complaints, really, than a satisfied kind of, nation saying that I'm exercising my democratic rights.
Well, my reading of the situation is that the numbers that came through as yet regarding yesterday's voting, they are sitting at 60%. And that is not the highest turnout. And I think we could have done better. So I don't think that we must be over the moon. The challenge is that if you look at the method of registration, it was done online. So there was no hybrid system. So I think we need to bridge that gap in future. For instance, if you're talking about people who don't have advanced education, they might not be able to log in online and register in order to improve the turnout.
A question was posed yesterday during that briefing that I know you also attended in terms of, is the IEC satisfied that enough voter education was, driven in as far as this election is concerned? Just given the discrepancy in terms of what people say they know and what they were told and what we are seeing on the ground. I mean, at the moment, those don't align. You have people saying, I hear of the Section 24A being thrown around, but I don't actually know what that means.
That is not a straightforward matter. It's a very complex matter, largely because the issue of voter education has to be aligned to the budget of the IEC. Also, we need to move with the times. Society evolves. For instance, the traditional approaches of voter education might not be applicable in this day and age. One of the developments of late is the issue of social media. So you need to tap into that space if you want to pitch your message to a larger audience.